Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI Talk und bei mir habe ich sicher das spannendste Interview. Letztes Mal hat es nicht geklappt. Howard ist bei mir Sirona BioChem und ja, es blutet das Herz, wenn man den Aktienpreis sieht und ich bin gespannt, was es Neues gibt. Howard, thank you. Do you have time? And I say it in my German introduction. First, I must say I have a conflict of interest. I'm a shareholder. And as a shareholder, you can imagine, yes, I'm not really happy with the development. And we know exactly the problem is this stuff.
Yes.
And also in the past, our interviews or our previous interview partner, Attila, raised the expectation really high and the company cannot reach these expectations.
Yes.
So what is really at the moment the stage of the skin ladder?
Okay, yeah, well, it's good to be able to talk with you again. It's definitely we're well overdue for an update. So, and as everybody knows, we were in very advanced discussions with a large North American company to license our skin lightener product. And we were actually exchanging term sheets. And then all of a sudden, without any warning, the company decided to change its focus and undergo some reorganization. And that has delayed the talks. Interest remains from their scientific team, and we remain in contact with them. However, the timeline has taken far too long. So we decided months ago to expand our search and redouble our efforts within North America to other cosmetic companies. And fortunately, we were able to find several companies with a strong interest, and one of those companies in particular has done extensive due diligence on our compound. They've dedicated a large amount of time and resources to test our compound on their own labs with their own scientists. And that process is approaching an end of their due diligence, and so far they've been very pleased, and I suspect they will be advancing in discussions shortly.
So that's mean, and this was our talk also then in previous interview to Attila. So you're not focused now on one company. You're working with more company.
Yes.
Also in North America. North America is surprising me a little bit. Then
yeah. So we've expanded our efforts in North America. However, as the skin lightening market is more of an Asian story. The markets in Asia are massive, and so we decided that we need to expand our search beyond North America. And we've struggled in the Asian markets because different styles of business practices, different contacts that you need to penetrate that market. And fortunately, we've been helped with our long-term associates, PRC Capital Partners. They are strategic consultants for us, and they have extensive experience within Asia. And they were able to line us up with people on the ground in Shanghai. Now, Shanghai is the cosmetic hub for China. That's where all the major cosmetic companies are in the Shanghai or surrounding areas. And they were able to line us up with consultants that have expertise within these cosmetic companies. We are actually also engaged a law firm to work through contracts in China. And we've now had multiple on-site meetings in Shanghai with large cosmetic companies there. And so we are exploring opportunities, not just with the cosmetic companies, but also with the companies that supply the ingredients to the cosmetic companies, the material producers. Because we feel that this is the ultimate market, and all the companies we've talked to in North America and elsewhere have all told us that China is the goal market for the skin lightening market. So that is also another prong to our approach to successfully commercialize this project. And yeah, so we've had multiple trips to Shanghai. We've had our chief scientific officer attend conferences in China Beauty and also meet cosmetic companies there. So we are making good progress in that area.
But you don't talk to the same company that are interested in North American market than in the Asian market.
So we've learned that a lot of the large companies in China are basically Chinese based, and their principal market is just the Chinese market. So it is very probable that we will end up with several different licensing deals for our skin lightener, TFC 1067.
So, before it was one approach that you have one company and they go global with the project, product, and now you're going and separate it in different.
Yes, and now we're finding that a lot of the companies we talk to have a focus in one particular market. They may have aspirations for other markets or may have a presence in other markets, but the truly large sales, if you want to rapidly grow the commercial opportunity of this compound, you're better off to find the large players in each of the different markets. And so there's multiple market opportunities.
So now we come to the time frame. You know, it's always a question, and how long it will take from this stage what we have now, and you talk with several companies in several countries, different companies in different countries, and now to come to a time frame. When what we can expect?
Well, the whole process on this project, the due diligence process, can be quite extensive. Some companies are satisfied with a shorter due diligence, and some want an extensive due diligence. The one in North America is doing extensive due diligence. And that, the more confident they are, the better the deal we're going to structure. So we need to work with them until they are completely satisfied that they have what we want. It's very hard to predict, and we've learned this from our past, and we want to be hesitant to predict for the future. You know, a deal within North America could be as short as a few months. It could take longer. It depends on to what point we're willing to stop their due diligence and start negotiating. We don't believe they have much more due diligence to complete because there's not much more that they can do. In China, the opportunities are to get the maximum opportunity. The deal could actually involve several companies within China, not just cosmetic companies, but also the material suppliers. So depending on the complexity of the deal that we end up with, that could take a number of months to achieve. We obviously want this to be successful. We put an enormous amount of time and effort, and we want to maximize the results.
Coming to the point, and you reach maybe in the future, hopefully in the future, a deal with some company. From this, when you sign the deal to start revenue, how long it normally takes? What is your guess?
Well, we're advancing the project to shorten that time. So and you'll see in our recent news release, we have gone on ahead and hired a toxicologist who extensively studied our compound, so we give the approval for a clinical trial. We've hired a formulation expert, and we've successfully formulated the compound. We've actually started and almost completed the actual patch testing on human patients to prove, and our results are proving that it's a non-irritant, non-sensitizer. So we're ready for a full-on proof of efficacy trial. And we've lined up a trial center in the United States to perform a study by a leading dermatologist who works with all the large dermatological companies. That study we can start as soon as October. That data will be the final data that will enable this to be prepared for final commercialization. So the timeline for a cosmetic product like this could be as short as a year to actually hit the full commercialization and commercial launch. It depends upon the company. Some companies have a certain timeline that they want to launch a new project at a certain date.
But normally the deal is structured that it's normally upfront payment and then a royalty fees or something.
Yes.
So the reason why I come to this point is money.
Yes.
Money is for a company in your stage always important.
Yes.
Research costs a lot of money.
Yes.
People cost a lot of money. So and we know exactly without this one big deal, it's really you need money.
Yes.
And this one deal, what you have with Wanbang, it's a great deal. You reach $500,000 in the past few months, but it's not enough money to survive.
So in that regards, I mean, the Wanbang deal, which is progressing extraordinarily well. We've received another $500,000 US in a milestone payment, which we news released. That totals 1.5 million. It's a $9.5 million total milestone deal. The milestones will increase as the project develops, so that will be a source of revenue. We do have a certain burn rate. Fortunately, we've managed to keep that manageable. We may need to do we will be doing a small raise in order to complete what we're doing, pending a licensing deal. Fortunately, we don't feel this is going to be significant dilutional. I am a shareholder, like you are. I want this to be successful. I have a very large position, as does the rest of my family. Ultimately, I'm concerned about dilution, and we're very cognizant of that. So we're also looking at where we raise more capital from, and we're actually looking now more for funds and strategic investors, people that can add value to the company.
So to summarize a little bit, so the deal with the skin lighter is underway. You talk now with several companies in several different countries to structure a deal. So not longer you work with one big company and they are not coming up with something. This is skin lighter, and if you coming up with a deal, it's always involved front up payment and then a royalty deal.
Yes.
Second is the project Wanbang. That is not a skin lighter, that is diabetics.
The diabetic drug, yes.
And then we have a third thing, and this is also interesting, I think. This is, you have more products in the pipeline?
Yes, we definitely do. So we're also working on anti-aging and anti-wrinkle therapies. We have extremely exciting science. We are moving those projects forward. However, we are focusing on our major effort on partnering the skin lightening. Upon completion of that, we will accelerate those projects, and they have tremendous market opportunities, and there's breakthrough science. But we have to be careful with our burn rate and our use of our resources. So we're not abandoning or halting those projects. We're just moving those forward in a careful, controlled
So this
manner.
means when you finalize the skin lighting, you have more. First, you have more money. Second, you have more time to focus on this kind of project.
Yes, and we are actually in talking to multiple companies about that project. We continue to showcase that opportunity. That project is a little earlier on in development, and the more we develop it, the easier it is to find that partner. But we still are showcasing it, and there is interest.
No, I'm 100% sure that anti-aging, anti-wrinkle is a big market, and everybody understands this market. Compared to skin lighting, in the beginning it was for European skin lighting a little bit a different thing. Then in Europe we are doing the opposite way normally. We look that we get a darker skin, especially in the summertime. Okay. So that's mean to summarize, you're working on the deal with the skin lighting on different countries, different companies. You are going forward with Wanbang.
Yes.
You have the third portion is the anti-wrinkle, anti-aging.
Yes.
And you are working on a small finance, or you do a small finance to financing all the stuff.
Yes.
But you be carefully, then the dilution is a big problem.
Yes, we're very well aware. Yes.
So, and from the time frame means also that maybe North America or Asia from a few months to much longer.
Well, we're hoping not much longer. This is why we're taking a multi-pronged approach. Yes, we appreciate that our shareholders are patient with us. We understand that it's frustrating. I mean, it's frustrating for me when I thought we were that close and the process has taken longer, but we really do believe in the commercial opportunity, and we're really confident that we will ultimately capitalize on this opportunity.
We will see. I was really Yeah. Euphoric when we have the first talk with Attila 3 years ago.
Yes.
I think it was 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago. And now 2.5 years later, we're sitting here and we have, it looks like that we have not too much progress, but...
Well, you're actually looking at cream.
That's right. That also before.
It's actually been, approved for a formulating expert and a toxicologist for clinical trial. It's a major move, value added.
Yeah, but as a shareholder, you always think it's when somebody coming up with the idea that maybe the deal is done in the next 3 to 6 months.
Yes.
And then 2.5 years later we are sitting here again that they are really frustrated. Well, but this is the stock exchange. This is the real life. That's the market. We cannot change. Importantly is the most important thing is this a good product? Have we a market here? And if then we find a solution.
The interesting thing is at the end of the day, if we are successful in what we are doing right now, if we end up with a license deal for North America and a separate licensing deal for China, and the potential for other countries, which we are actually doing preliminary exploration on, is India, Japan, and Korea, then ultimately we'll be more successful than if we were a successful licensing deal a year ago. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, this will become a bigger and more successful company. It is taking longer, but I think in the end we will see that this actually turned out to our benefit.
Mhm. Thank you for the Update. Ja, das war jetzt ein Update von Sirona und wie soll man es zusammenfassen? Also es erstmalig ist, also Sie arbeiten jetzt bezüglich dem Skinliner-Produkt, also den Hautaufheller, an mehreren Ländern mit unterschiedlichen Companies, um einen Deal zu vorbereiten. Und die Dauer des Deals, bis man zu einem Deal kommt, hängt davon ab, wie viel Due Diligence diese Companies alle machen. Der nordamerikanische Partner, mit dem Sie jetzt sehr viel arbeiten, der macht eine sehr intensive Arbeit. Andererseits hat er jetzt kurz in einem Nebensatz gesagt, recht viel mehr kann er nicht mehr machen, weil sie haben schon alles eigentlich erforscht. Und so ein Deal kann von ein paar Monaten bis länger alles drinnen. Genau dasselbe ist mit China oder anderen Ländern wie Korea, Indien oder Japan. Da arbeiten sie an einen Deal, aber mit unterschiedlichen Companies, also mit mehreren Companies zusammen, und wie die Konstruktor der ausschaut, weiß ich nicht. Spannend war jetzt gerade im letzten Satz, dass er gesagt hat, wir wissen, dass wir bei dem einen Deal gescheitert sind, und das war immer eine Frage, die ich auch an damals immer gestellt habe: Warum konzentriert man sich immer auf einen Partner? Warum geht man nicht her und spricht mit den anderen auch? Man hat ja mit den anderen auch gesprochen, warum hat man dies nicht schon in ein anderes Stadion reingebracht, wie der eine weggebrochen ist, weil der seinen Fokus geändert hat? Warum dauert es so lang, bis dass man mit den anderen spricht? Aber der gute Nebensatz war, dass möglicherweise dieser neue Deal oder diese neuen Deals, die kommen, im Endeffekt besser sind als wie ein großer Deal mit einer Firma. Aber wir waren schon glücklich gewesen mit dem einen großen Deal. Das ist ja das Skinliner. Das zweite Produkt ist dieses Diabetes-Produkt mit Wanbang. Das läuft gut. Dauert halt leider, dieser 9,5 Millionen Deal, 1,5 Millionen haben sie bis jetzt bekommen. Jetzt werden die Milestone-Zahlungen steigen. Wie schnell die steigen werden, das wird man dann sehen, oder wie lange das trotzdem dauert. Das ist ein Pharmaprodukt, das dauert einfach irrsinnig lang, bis dass man das auf den Markt bringt. Aber der Deal ist 9,5 Millionen, 1,5 haben wir bis jetzt gekriegt, also 8 Millionen sind nur allein die Vorabzahlungen, dann kriegt man ein Royalty-Revenue aus dem Revenue, was das Unternehmen macht. Und das dritte ist Anti-Aging, Anti-Wrinkle. Das ist natürlich jetzt zurückgestellt, weil natürlich die volle Konzentration auf das Projekt ist mit dem Skinliner. Denn sie haben nur natürlich ein gewisses Kapital und da müssen sie auch sorgfältig umgehen. Das bringt uns zu dem Punkt Finanzierung. Sie machen jetzt eine kleine Finanzierung mit, glaube ich, 10 Cent, hat er gesagt. Das ist über einen aktuellen Marktcap-Ding, und ihr Fokus ist vor allem strategische Investoren, die auch mit dem Unternehmen einen zusätzlichen Ertrag bringen können. Das ist ein Vorteil, einen Mehrwert liefern können, so heißt das deutsche Wort. Und ja, das ist momentan die aktuelle Situation, das kann von ein paar Monaten bis länger dauern. Wie lange das dauern wird, werden wir dann im Endeffekt sehen. Er versteht natürlich, dass die Leute frustriert sind, er ist auch frustriert, er ist einer der größten Shareholder, wenn nicht sogar der größte Shareholder mit seiner gesamten Familie und dadurch auch nicht glücklich mit dem Aktienkurs. Allerdings glaube ich, und das hat man auch gespürt, er glaubt, dass das Produkt sehr gut ist, sonst hätte er ja auch nicht so stark den Fokus auf das gelegt. Das war es von Sirona im September 2018. Tschüss und Baba. Thank you.
Great, thank you.